You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ, amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Brisbane and beyond.
Hello, you're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ, and it's Radiothon! Yo!
Woo-woo.
Yeah, my name is Ez, I use he, him pronouns, and I'm in studio with...
Kai, and I use they and she pronouns.
Jay and he, him.
Yay, we've got Jay in the studio. It's a bit early for Jay.
It is.
One of our youngins on Transmission, and you've probably heard Jay talk Alexander Ball and other ballroom stuff over the last 2 months that we've been on the airways. He's decided to join us today to celebrate Radiothon.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that could drag me out of bed.
You're like, but it's Radiothon. You're like
Exactly.
crawling out. Yeah, that's right. Radiothon, in case you're tuning in and you don't know what that is our annual subscriber drive where we ask you, that's right, you listening with your ears, your adventurous ears, to subscribe to 4ZZZ so we can keep making amazing radio for you.
Woo, there's a sub right now.
There's a subscription light going off. Oh, it's got some pretty colours. I think that was a passionate sub.
Hell yeah.
Also, thank you, Christopher from Zilmia, for subscribing as well.
That was my mum. Thank you, Mum.
Mum? Oh, Margie, good on you. Thank you very much. Oh, there's another. Oh
my
whoa, all the lights are going off. Oh, yay! Thank you so much.
We just got a super sub.
We did. We got a super sub. That's right.
That's bonkers.
If you're tuning in and you don't know why we're all yelling in the studio, it's Radiothon, which is where we celebrate everything 4ZZZ. 4ZZZ would not be here without subscribers, without you listeners, subscribing to us. What that does. What does that do, Katie? What does that do?
Well, so because we're community radio, we don't get a whole lot of money from corporate sponsors or anything like that. It's also why you don't have so much awful advertising all the time, and why you get actually really cool music that's local and just not what you hear on other stations. Yeah, that's why we're very authentic. So that's why we need pretty much our sponsors are you. We are made by the people that listen to us. Everyone that works here, we're all volunteers. So we just come in for the love of it. And we were, just like you, just listening in and really valuing ZZZ.
It's amazing, actually, because your Transmission team, which is who you're listening to this morning, Transmission's all about amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of the engine. And the amazing thing about this show, which we'll talk a bit about later in the episode today, so you've got to hang in there, and how it came to be that Transmission came on the airways, and who to thank for that.
Yeah, that's a good story.
So we'll talk about that later in the episode. But first up, as usual on our show, we like to do the week in community news and events, and there are a lot of things going on, so we're going to cover off on this before we dive back into how much we love 4ZZZ and how much you should give us your money. I mean... So first up, Kai, would you like to read off the first event this
Absolutely.
week?
So SAPPH, SAPPH capital X launch party is coming up this Friday, 12th of August from 9 p.m. at Boulevard BLVD nightclub, 693 Ann Street in the Valley. It's a sapphic club night for Brisbane. It's for lesbians, bi plus women and non-binary people who want to hit the dance floor and connect with the LGBTQ plus community. It's explicitly trans and non-binary inclusive event. Transphobia will not be tolerated. They have also said that any trans mass people or trans men who identify as sapphic or feel comfortable in sapphic space, this event is for you as well. And they've wanted to say a reminder that you can't tell someone's gender or sexuality from their presentation. So don't be the gender police at their event, please. Limited tickets may be available on the door, but link for tickets will be on our Transmission Facebook page at Trans Radio.
Yeah, we also have gender diverse kids and teens meetup in Sunnybank at 2 p.m. onwards. There's a park that they have set a location for. Come and have a chilled afternoon while the kids explore the park. Even if you are child-free, you are more than welcome. It is an all ages, all genders event. Snacks will be supplied. Unless you have food intolerances, then please bring your safe food with you. For more information about the exact location, that will be posted on the Gender Diverse Kids and Teens Meetup Facebook group, which will also be linked on the Transmission Facebook page at Trans Radio with Z. Jay, would you like to read our Sonic Missile?
Absolutely. So 4ZZZ is presenting this event at the Triffid from 12 p.m. onwards. So basically, you got to warm yourselves up for some serious high-five mania. Sonic Masala Fest is 1 year closer to a whole decade of happening here, so that's pretty awesome. There's going to be so many people here. I'm looking at the list right now.
There's so many bands.
There are so many bands, and there are bands that, I want to see these people. I should have read this before I came in. But this is going to be a fantastic festival. Everybody is welcome. It's all ages, and pets are available as well. All proceeds go to keeping 4ZZZ on the air. And if you get a pre-sale ticket, you go in the draw to win a $100 Sonic Sherpa voucher. So that's pretty awesome. You can find tickets also on the Transmission Facebook page, Trans Radio, just like you said it.
Yeah. Some of those bands are real cool. Like Being Jane Lane will be your headliner. There's also going to be Platonic Sex there as well, which I have heard some good things. I have not seen them live, but I really want to. Would you like to read the next one?
Yes, absolutely. So Moth Process is having their monthly event again. This month's theme is queer culture. It's going to be at Quiver, which is in Wynn Lane in the Valley, on Friday, August 26th of August, from 7 till 9 p.m. For August, we are excited to explore queer culture from major artists that brought to us the famous LGBTIQAP+ anthems to new and upcoming queer musicians. We have the best of everything. Moth Process is a monthly offering of sound and music exploration presented by Navi Karan and Levi Kohler. This is a free-to-access event. Welcome to the exploration of DJing for the purpose of intentional listening and community building. Bring your own cups for tea.
There's complimentary tea.
Yeah.
Still Me on Screen, which is Friday, August 26th, is location at the Event Cinemas in George Street from 6:30 p.m. onwards, calling out to all Rainbow youth to come celebrate Wear It Purple Day with us. Wear It Purple and Queer Screen have partnered up to bring you the perfect end to your Wear It Purple Day. Still Me on Screen is a screening of some of the hot-off-the-press films about queer youth by queer filmmakers, followed by a live Q&A moderated by Lisa Rose, Queer Screen Festival Director, inviting all Rainbow youth between the ages of 15 and 26 to a very exciting, free and queer evening of films, conversation, and even a purple carpet. Tickets are free, but you should reserve them. You can head over to the Transmission Facebook page at Trans Radio with a Z, or you can email artsandculture@wearitpurple.org and to secure yourself a ticket there. We're now moving into some less events and more, I guess, community updates on things that you can check out and get involved in. Mm-hmm. Kai, would you like to have a go at the gender census?
Absolutely. So the gender census is an annual survey that collects information about the language used by people whose genders are not adequately described, expressed, or encompassed by the restrictive gender binary. The gender census has taken place every year since 2015. The language we ask about includes identity words, honorific titles, and pronouns. Who can take part? The gender binary is a societal model that classifies all humans into one of two categories, which is woman/girl, always solely and completely, or man/boy, always solely and completely. So the idea of this census is to accurately represent misrepresented genders and identities by collecting more information from the community. And as far as I understand, it is an international effort.
Yes.
So we will be posting a link to the census on our Facebook page, Trans with Z Radio. I think it's closing soon as well, in a couple of weeks.
Yes, you've got I think to the end of this week to fill it out.
There you go.
So yeah.
Cool.
Jake.
Awesome. So next up, there is a call out for petition to stop dead naming at universities. If you're transnet uni like me, you've probably experienced this. The systems that exist are simply so outdated. So it's a petition to Universities of Australia and university management. It makes demands calling on universities to take actions against dead naming, like putting pressure on external platform developers to allow options for trans people to exist and input their preferred names. It ensures that university-owned student-facing platforms have the functionality for students to enter their true names, ensure that all student-facing staff have access to those names, and to provide staff with training on inclusive language, pronoun use, and dead naming, as well as providing students with a comprehensive guide on how to change their names on all student-facing platforms. So really good stuff. Good to get on that. The link to that will also be posted on the Facebook.
Yay! That is the week in community news and events. We'll come back. We'll have a chat a little bit about trans and gender non-conforming Queenslanders regarding changing gender marker on birth certificate. But first, we're going to go to some music, but not before I remind you that it is 4ZZZ Radiothon. If you're tuning in, that means it is our annual subscriber drive, which is all about supporting 4ZZZ. You're listening to Transmission, and we're all volunteers. The only reason we're able to be in here is because people support the station. And predominantly how we are run is you listeners right now. You subscribing keeps us on air. Every day you're driving into work and you're wondering what actual cool radio station you'd like to listen to. There's only one, by the way. It's 4ZZZ, and the only way to keep it going is to subscribe. So, head over to 4ZZZ.org.au/support and hit subscribe. There are many different tiers of subscriptions. There's also prizes, really awesome prizes, things like custom-made Doc Martens with the 4ZZZ Radiothon theme, which is Adventurous Ears. You can also get a year's worth of groceries. I passionately subbed just recently, and I'm going in to try and get me that Dendy's Gold card because I want a year worth of free films. Like, give me that. So if that's something that you're interested in, subscribe, damn it. Anyway, we're going to listen to a track. This one has a language warning. This is by No Trauma, 6 Foot Flawless.
I grew up where I belong.
You were just listening there to Native Tongue by Moju, and before that you were listening to Bleed Me Dry by Kendall Lay. My name is Ez, and you're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. I'm accompanied by...
I'm Jay.
And I'm Kai.
And it is 4ZZZ's Radiothon, which means if you're listening and you are not currently subscribed, which is apparently 98% of our listeners are not subscribers.
That's tragic. Freeloaders.
Freeloaders. I come in here every week to provide you with some of the most banging trans and gender non-conforming tracks around. The least you could do is subscribe and support us. Keep us on air. We absolutely love being part of the Mianjin community and amplifying voices, especially like in general. 4ZZZ loves amplifying the voices of all different types of communities, and we're free from commercialism. It's us.
We also don't have to really answer to anyone trying to censor us.
No, just Stocky sometimes. No, he doesn't. He encourages it. What are we talking about? So, Jay, we're gonna be chatting today a bit about just pretty much why we love 4ZZZ and why you should subscribe. Jay, what do you love about 4ZZZ?
Oh my goodness. There's so much that I love about 4ZZZ. Honestly, like, I think there are two main things for me. The first is just like the people that I've found here and the community that I've found here are so beautiful and so accepting and so loving. It's really wonderful just to be able to come into a space that's just about having fun, loving each other, and making stuff based off that love for each other and for our communities, for those communities to hear. I think the other thing that's so important to me is like the history of this station. There was a podcast 4ZZZ put out which was all about the radical history of this station, the things it's been involved in over the years. It's so...
From A to Triple Z,
yes,
I think.
from A to Triple Z. It's incredible, and it really highlights just how important 4ZZZ has been in Mianjin for activism and being radical and making sure that the right voices are being heard at the right times. And I think that's a legacy that I think everyone should feel really proud to like contribute to in any way.
Yeah, I noticed you're wearing a University of Queensland hoodie,
Yes.
which is interesting because 4ZZZ started out in NUQ.
Yes.
So, back
47 years ago, right?
47 years, and it started. It was guerrilla radio. It was a way of, during the dark period of Brisbane's history under different government, and the punk movement originated with 4ZZZ at the same time, and it was the youth groups that came together that formulated 4ZZZ and then started this revolution, and ever since, 4ZZZ has been making history, groundbreaking history. Like the very first radio program by queer people for queer people started at this station, and that's the first of its kind, I'm pretty sure, in the world. So one of the longest running radio programs, which is Queer Radio. And that's still running today. Dykes on Mics is also something that came out of Queer Radio as well. And I remember listening, having a chat actually with Ruth and Kate. Once upon a time, I used to be on Dykes on Mics. And Ruth was telling me how some women would drive for hours from like out of the catchment of 4ZZZ just so they can park on the side of the road and listen to 3 hours with 9 lesbians chain smoking with guitars and mics on for like 2 hours, and there was no music, just 2 hours of non-stop talking, and people would drive to hear that because it was the only way we could platform community and reach out to each other in a time when homosexuality was a crime.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's amazing. The station has such rich history, and transmission is one of the first by trans for trans radio programs in the country. And 4ZZZ, we've only been on air a couple of months, and they are still to this day creating history and revolutionizing the way that radio can be done and who can be part of this community. We are not inaccessible. You can walk in, you can come and subscribe downstairs in reception. Kai will be down there later. I'm actually going to be on the phones from 10 till 12. So if you would like to call and have a chat to me, I can subscribe you.
I'll be on the phones too.
Yeah, we'll be there. I don't know about Jay.
Sorry, everyone. I don't do phone calls.
That's all right. You can talk to me and I can pass on a message if you want to say hi to Jay. But yeah, subscribe to 4ZZZ. If you're passionate about queer communities, especially in the engine, this station will hold you and love you endlessly.
And if you want to actually come and get involved and contribute, you can volunteer if you're a subscriber. So that's how it all started out for me. I subscribed, and then I actually came by last Radiothon because I was new to Brisbane and really lonely, actually. And 4ZZZ has just been, I'm going to get emotional. It's been this beautiful family. It's really been, it's community. But all of these incredible people, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't come here. I don't want to know how I would be. I love this station so much. Yeah, so you should come by and volunteer. You don't know the family that you're going to meet here.
Yeah, we're a bunch of bleeding hearts today. I wanted to send a special thanks to Mac from Toowong. We've also got Margie from Newell, as well as Glenn from Thornlands. Thank you so much for subscribing to 4ZZZ and keeping us on the airways. I heard that it is $60 an hour to fund an hour of radio here. So it's $60 an hour. So if you've got some money, help support, if you get a full subscription, that's an hour of us, on air. And we'd really, really appreciate it. I'd also like to say, I put together a little thing, goes for a minute or so, but 4ZZZ, as much as the shows that I'd mentioned, including this show, are queer and centered trans experiences and queer experiences, 4ZZZ is actually a very queer space in general.
Oh yeah,
there's so many of us, and maybe queers and that you don't actually know part of that family. So I've collected some voices of some other shows, and I'm going to push play now on the thing that I put together of everyone at the station.
Hi there, my name's Ag. My pronouns are they, them, and you can catch me on Wednesdays from 1 till 3 p.m. on Liminal Space.
My name's Alex. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the host of Paper Snacks, 1 till 3 p.m. on Fridays on 4ZZZ 102.1 FM.
My name is Ali. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a co-host of We Have Noise on Z Digital.
My name's George Levi, they, them, and I designed the 2022 Radiothon artwork for this year.
Hi, I'm Rani, and my pronouns are she, they. You can find me on Z Games at 4ZZZ.
My name's June, like the month. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a production volunteer at 4ZZZ as well as part of the team for transmission.
My name is Lou, and I use he, they pronouns, and I am a co-host of Generation ZZZ.
Hi, my name's Ellen. I do megahertz on 4ZZZ. My pronouns are they, them, or she, her.
My name's Sass, and I'm 4ZZZ's sponsorship manager. I prefer to be pronoun-free or use je, j'aime, je pronouns.
My name is Zara. My pronouns are they, them. I am non-binary, and you can find me over at Z Games.
Go!
Hi, my name's Polly. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm from Kids with Class Kickin' Ass.
Cool.
There's so many more queers actually, but I just can't track them all down.
It's a very extensive list.
So if you're tuning in, it's 4ZZ's Radiothon, and we're highlighting some of the amazing LGBTQIA plus family members of the 4ZZ community. And if you want to keep us on the airways, you want to keep us going, please subscribe, 4ZZZ.org.au/support, or you can wait 20 minutes and you can call in on 3252-1555. You'll get me or Kai. We can have a chat and I can subscribe you ourselves.
You can also do a tax-deductible donation if you like, of any amount. But we'll accept any amount.
Any amount, preferably large amounts, but any will do.
You can also do a $20 pet sub, or $20 for under 18, or $35 for concession if you're not wanting to go the full way.
It's worth noting that if you do pay the concession fee, that's 67 cents a week that you're paying for so many shows and hours of radio content. So it works out pretty well.
Not to mention discount sub outlets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get 10% off a bunch of really cool places. If you go to the 4ZZZ website, you will actually see the list. There are a long list of businesses that are proud sponsors of 4ZZZ in conjunction with us. So, yeah, get amongst it. We might actually take a music break. I need some water.
That sounds
saying
good.
Radiothon a lot. We're going to listen to an awesome local band called The Cutaways. This one is called Hot Blood. Yeah. Language warning.
Now we can stop pretending.
You were just listening there to Bloods and Laura Jane Grace with the track I Like You. My name is Ez. You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. It is Radiothon. And I think we have a thank you.
Yes, I wanted to thank Jordana from Petersham, New South Wales, for super subbing.
Yes!
We love it.
Super sub!
Yeah, not even the first time you've super subbed. What a legend.
Fantastic. Thanks for keeping it rolling.
Yeah, pulling everyone else's weight, really. Super subbing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
The lights! Oh, man, all of the lights!
Oh, so pretty! It kind of looks like Christmas.
Oh, Alexis! Oh my god!
Alexis, thank you so much.
Alexis, we
the
love
4ZZZ sweetheart, thank you.
Alexis, I love you.
We love you. We do.
If you subscribe and you call after 10 a.m. this morning, 32521555, I'll be on the phone line. I will also say I love you.
We will. I love yous for any subscriber.
Absolutely. Anyway, someone else I really love is in studio. Jay.
Yes. Hello.
I believe you've recently been in on TV. I saw you on the TV.
You saw me on the TV?
Yes, I did.
Yes. I'm just going to very briefly touch on the Alexander Ball documentary, which has been released by Pebble Carrot Entertainment for SBS. It's a really beautiful little documentary that was made about the ballroom scene just leading up to the Alexander Ball last year. And yeah, it finally premiered at cinema. And I didn't actually get to see the premiere, but I did go to it. I just hung around afterwards and chatted to everyone. It was great. But it's going to be on TV this Thursday, 8:30 p.m. It's really beautiful. It's such a great exploration of trans culture, of trans women of color, of trans people of color in general, and queer people of color, and the ballroom scene. So if you've listened to Beyonce's new album, or you've watched RuPaul's Drag Race, or you've tried to Vogue on stage and done a job of it,
or if you've been enjoying Jay's tens across the board,
if you've been enjoying my segment on here, you're legally obliged to watch the documentary. It's also on SBS On Demand at any point in time, so if you're feeling particularly you really need to get on that, it's available now. It's awesome. Check it out, and we'll be talking about it a bit more next week as well.
Yes, we will. Jay and I will be having a chat next week. We'll be getting right into it. I loved it so much. I was very emotional, actually. It's a beautiful take on Mianjin, as well, and who we are and where we come from, and what is the foundation of our queer community here, and what we're where our traditions lie as well, where we come from. So,
and our future, I
think.
the
future. Yeah, absolutely.
It's really, really beautiful. Highly recommend watching.
Yeah, and if you'd like to hear more of Jay's Tens Across,
Yes.
You should subscribe to 4ZZZ.
Yes.
Absolutely. 4ZZZ.org.au/support. You can get a full subscription, a passionate subscription. I'm passionate, obviously. I also have a tattoo for 4ZZZ. That's how passionate I am. That'll cost you, though. That's from a different location. But you can still subscribe. You get T-shirts, you get stickers to put on your car so you can announce that you listen to good radio and not bad radio. It's awesome. You should do it. Oh.
And it's really, really cool artwork this year.
Oh, yeah.
By George.
George Levy, yeah.
Who's one of us.
One of us. Become one of us. Subscribe to 4ZZZ.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did want to ask us some other questions relating to how did you discover 4ZZZ, Jay?
Oh, this is fun. Basically, in my first year of uni, about 3 weeks into uni, I decided to go to a event for media diversity. So I got on the bus and I was like halfway there and I reread the invite and it said it was for media professionals and like graduate students. And I was like, oh, I've been enrolled in journalism for 3 weeks. But I was like, whatever, I'm on the bus. I don't want to go home now. So I went along anyways. Yeah, and then I had a chat to Andrew Bartlett, who said you should get involved at 4ZZZ, and then I didn't because I got involved at 4EB, which is another incredible radio station doing incredible stuff in Mianjin. And then the next year, next year I think, at uni again there was a stall at 4ZZZ, and I just walked up and was like, let me on the station. And I somehow managed to talk my way into a Z-Lines internship. I had absolutely the most fun. It was brilliant. I really recommend anyone like who's starting out in radio or just like really wants to get involved and wants to look at like news reading and stuff. I had so much fun doing Z-Lines. Yeah. And then basically Alexis listened to me and my friend V, who was doing the internship with me. They were like, oh, you guys are weird. We know someone else who's just as weird. And they whacked us on No Idea, which V and I have been contributing to for a bit over a year and a half now and loving it. And yeah, and then I just wanted to get just more and more and more involved as I could, like much. So yeah.
You put your foot in one thing, because like I started out on Dykes on Mics, but for a while on Z Games, I was very focused on my gaming and my radio show around gaming. But once you put the foot in 4ZZZ, it slowly pulls in the leg, and then the rest of you, because you get fully sucked into the whole station, and it becomes like this. Like 4ZZZ is my chosen family, essentially, and I'm so madly in love with everyone here, and I'm always meeting people from different walks of life. I'm always learning things. So I absolutely love this place. I'd just like to quickly remind Mum. Kai's mum subscribed. Can you subscribe, please? Yeah, you've got 4 minutes. Or you can call me. I'll be in the Radiothon phone room. 32521555. Mum, you can call me there, please. Thank you, and I'll subscribe you. Oh gosh, what a great episode! I've just had so much fun. Yeah, you should subscribe to 4ZZZ. If you don't want to call in, you can also subscribe on 4ZZZ.org.au/support.
You can also come in. We're
say
open.
hi.
Come in. You can pay in cash if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll give you a high five.
Yeah.
A socially distanced, appropriate high five.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna leave y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to Transmission.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Subscribe. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Transmission. See you next Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ.